We are releasing, transforming, and weighing options today as some deeply held subconscious thought patterns are made clearly visible for us, and we can see our issues and make decisions about what we need to release and let go of in order to build the foundations of our lives and our futures stronger, better, and more in alignment with genuine authenticity going forward. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Aubrey. Today is July 20th, 2021, and this is my astrological outlook for the day. And today, the main business that we have going on is really brought to us through activations being made by the moon. The moon is in mid-Sagittarius today, and that means the moon will be coming into exact conjunction with the south node. It will also be forming an exact trine to Chiron retrograde, as well as an exact sextile to Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. So the moon is really activating us today, and as I get through this report, I'm going to bring in the components that the moon is playing into the energy in terms of how things are unfolding today and what the message of the moon really is in this journey that we're on collectively at the moment. But first, I want to start talking about a couple other features of the energetics today, and I'm actually going to start with the black moon. The black moon, which rules our shadow side issues, our subconscious mind, what is sort of held deeply within us that contributes a lot of times to our negative thought patterns, our negative sort of interactions and patterns that we manifest in our life that can many times keep us in like self-sabotaging cycles. Well, the black moon is now in Gemini. So for all of us collectively, this is going to be bringing up a lot of thought patterns and internal polarities to be sort of witnessed and brought to our attention so we can clear and heal collectively as a human collective. But individually and like on a microcosm level, this is also impacting us. So I want to talk about this. Now, the black moon is in Gemini, so actually the moon is activating the black moon today as well, being in Sagittarius. Gemini and Sagittarius oppose each other, and the black moon works in polarities. And so whenever the black moon is being activated either by the moon in the sign of the black moon or the moon opposing the sign of the black moon, this brings black moon days where these underlying shadow side themes are sort of emphasized, and that is the energy that we're in today as well. So I want to talk about the black moon. Now, the black moon right now is at 1 degree of Gemini, like I said, and this degree is a glass bottom boat reveals undersea wonders. So where are we still giving our power away, and what are we surrendering to, and do we need to release past ideas that are holding us in like a state of victimization so that we can heal, transcend, and master our emotions? And if you noticed, a lot of the key words that I just said in that statement are also relating to the moon conjuncting the south node, our old belief systems that need to be released, and the moon in trine to Chiron, healing deep emotional issues, transcending and coming into mastery over our experience so that we are no longer in any type of perpetual victim mode. So with the black moon in Gemini now and for the next 9 months and at 1 degree of Gemini today, this is bringing up our own internal hypocrisies and like polarities and the thoughts and ideas about reality that sort of enslave us to these repetitive thought patterns of like thought, of course, and then therefore that translates into our experiences. What sort of self-sabotaging patterns, self-sabotaging cycles are we in based on these subconscious ideas, these subconscious belief systems? With the black moon at a glass bottom boat reveals undersea wonders. To me, this is also relating back to the age of Pisces, the age of the water, the age of surrender, the age of giving our power away to some sort of authority and feeling that we need to follow a leader or follow somebody, or an expert or somebody who can guide us along, and just feeling very detached from our own personal power. That's what we are moving out of right now, and we're moving into the age of Aquarius, which is the age of self-empowerment. But with the black moon at this degree, we are really having a very clear view of what's gone on in the water, what's gone on under the surface, what has accumulated in our minds, in our thoughts, in our belief systems, in our subconscious mind, the black moon, over our entire lifetime and even generationally, that we are having an ability to see, to view, to witness now from an elevated perspective, looking down, so that we can figure out what we need to let go of, move on from, and how we can heal and step out of these patterns ruled by Gemini, out of these cycles, and so that we can step into our mastery and become the co-creators of the lives that we truly want to live in alignment with our authentic, genuine, divine path of soul evolution and soul expression. That is the blueprint. That's where we're being asked to go. And so with the Black Moon in Gemini at this degree, it really is giving us all an opportunity to look into the depths of our psyche and decide what we need to let go of. And again, we have the moon coming into a conjunction with the South Node today. The South Node rules what we're comfortable with. It's what we've always known. It's what we're really good at. And it's also what we need to release and let go of so that we can continue evolving into the future, into our full potential, and not just be caught up in what's comfortable and what we've mastered already, basically. So we're in this process today with the moon aligning with the South Node, asking us to release, all right? And then we also have the sun at an interesting degree today for these activations that are going on, and it's at 29 degrees of Cancer. And for those of you who don't know or who are new to my channel, I look at the Sabian symbols, and what the Sabian symbols are is a group of symbols for each and every one of the 360 degrees of the zodiac, and they describe the energetics of that particular degree, whatever it is. So when we're looking at the planets, they're transiting the zodiac, and we see them at any particular degree or point, we know that based on the symbol, it just gives us more information, more clarity, more understanding about the nature of that particular energetic that's being activated by any planet at any point in time. So I like to use the Sabian symbols because they just give us more information. And the sun today is at 29 degrees of Cancer, and that degree is a Greek muse weighing newborn twins in golden scales. So we are weighing our options for sure today, and we're realizing through releasing those belief systems, we're really gaining these golden opportunities to align with our true destiny and the highest path of our soul. A Greek muse weighing newborn twins in golden scales. And remember, the South Node right now is at 10 degrees of Sagittarius, and the Sabian symbol for that degree is a golden-haired goddess of opportunity. So both the position of the sun and the position of the moon, when it conjuncts the South Node, the past, what we need to let go of today, is talking about this. First of all, the word golden is represented twice. So it's taking us towards the light. And a Greek muse weighing newborn twins, we're definitely weighing options. And when you put it in the context of the Black Moon having just moved to Gemini, this is all about options as well. And like I said, patterns and things coming up. And then when we add to the context the moon activating the South Node at the golden-haired goddess of opportunity, it really is, like I said, releasing those belief systems. Through releasing those belief systems, we are aligning with and gaining golden opportunities to come into contact, to come into alignment with our true destiny, the North Node, and the highest path of our soul, where it's trying to lead us. So these things, in my opinion, are really working together quite nicely today. It's like we are gaining this view of what's been going on underneath the surface of things in terms of our thoughts, our ideas, and subconscious thought belief patterning, and the implications that it's had on our lives generally. And then we have the Greek muse weighing newborn twins in golden scales. So we're weighing our options. We're seeing, what is here, what is here. And then we have the moon coming into conjunction with the South Node. This is releasing anyways. And then at the degree of a golden-haired goddess of opportunity, to me, the energetics today are really, really saying that through this recognition of these subliminal subconscious patterns that we have an ability to witness in terms of our self-talk and these polarities and these hypocrisies that we have within us that might be contributing to any type of self-sabotaging cycles that we've been engaging in for a long period of time. We're having an opportunity to view into the depths of those today, and then to weigh, what do we want to keep? What do we need to release now that we have this vision? And then with the moon coming into alignment with the South Node today, we know that whatever we do choose to release is really giving us a fresh golden opportunity to pursue the path of the future that is much more in alignment with where we're going and where we need to be going. So I actually think that this is really beautiful how it works out. And even the fact that we have the moon in Sagittarius opposing the black moon, triggering the black moon for the first black moon cycle, with the moon either with the black moon in Gemini or opposing the black moon in Sagittarius, and the sun coming to this degree of the newborn muses, I think that this is working out quite nicely in terms of telling us what our job is today, to peer into those subconscious realms, to figure out what patterns are hindering us, to weigh our options and decide what we need to release and let go of in order to move forward to embracing these new opportunities that are waiting for us as soon as we're able to let go of the things that have been holding us in a state of stasis, basically, or keeping us in our comfort zone, when right now is really all about courage, bravery, stepping out and taking risks, okay? Now, another aspect of it, like I said, we have the moon as well. We'll be making that trine with Chiron. And this is the process of releasing and opening to new opportunities that heal us internally. Chiron with the trine to the moon, this is a positive, beneficial aspect. So this is going to bring us an emotional healing and internal healing today alongside of this. So what we're releasing is also providing an opportunity to heal our soul, and it helps us come into more of that mastery, Chiron, over our emotions and our internal experience, and assists us in the process of bringing these new opportunities, these golden opportunities into our lives, and alchemizing generally the nature of our soul, evolving up out of our our ego mind and the lower parts of our human experience into that true self-mastery and the understanding of the extreme amount of innate power that we all hold within us, if we can only find it and cultivate it and gain mastery over it, and then begin to utilize it in building our lives. And this is also an energetic that is very much about building the future from an emotional place, because the moon is also forming that sextile, which is again another assisting aspect to Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. Saturn retrograde in Aquarius right now is asking us to go back and to reform the foundations of certain areas of our lives so that we can build them better, stronger, more enduring, more long-lasting, more fulfilling going forward. And with the moon in sextile today, in the context of these other aspects, it's like we can build a life that is just this golden opportunity in everything that we've ever imagined, that we've ever dreamed. We just need to go through this healing process, and it starts with us being able to release things that maybe have been carrying, maybe we've needed them up until this point. Maybe they've always been a feature of our life, our belief systems, our thought patterns. Maybe they've done something to protect us at some point in time, but right now we no longer need them. We're being asked to release, to move on, and to open up to embrace these new opportunities. And remember, the North Node is at the degree of an airplane, a plane doing a nosedive, or an airplane performing a nosedive, something along those lines. And to me, that's really about having courage and confidence in our own skills and just doing it and having faith in ourselves and knowing that we are going to be safe, we are going to be successful no matter what. And when we look at the South Node, again, we have golden opportunities available to us moving forward in our lives if we can just release and let go of some of these ways of thinking, these belief systems that are not benefiting us anymore. Now, another thing that I want to talk about today in the context of this courage that we're being called to have as well is we have another yod, another finger of God in effect today, and that is between Neptune retrograde, Pluto retrograde, but this time it's Mars. And so the finger is pointing to Mars, and this is telling us that we need to be brave. We need to have courage. We need to take risks, and we need to take action this week towards strengthening our internal power and our spiritual connection. This is the week where we really need to start standing up for ourselves, standing up for our beliefs, and disassociating from those things that are no longer serving us, that are holding us back, that are preventing us from making these transitions, these evolutions, these alchemizations in terms of our soul that we really want to make. So there is a lot of emphasis today. And again, you know, Chiron is being emphasized by the trine from the moon today. Chiron is an Aries ruled by Mars, so this is bringing Mars into it again. And so today, really, like when I boil it down, I really see it as having this opportunity to see what is wrong with us, what's been sabotaging us, basically, in terms of our thoughts and our belief patterns. And then with the sun at this degree, we have the opportunity to see them and to weigh our options. And then when the moon comes to conjunct the south node, we can release what we decide that we no longer need, what's hindering us, what's holding us back. And then we can heal and we can transform, and we can come into mastery over our emotions with the trine to Neptune. And simultaneously, this is helping us to build the future Saturn retrograde in the sextile to the moon in the direction that we want it to take us. But we know that we need to have courage, we need to have bravery, we need to be confident in ourselves, we need to embrace our passion and our love and our loyalty, Mars in Leo. And it's really all about having the courage and the confidence in ourselves to like take the leap, to do what we're being called to do, and to not be in fear over it, and to release the south node, anything that is holding us back, any type of thought or belief system that is keeping us from moving in the direction that we know we need to take, because once we start moving, it will prove to be a golden opportunity. So really just a very nice combination of energetics today, very supportive for our healing process and bringing us back into alignment and authenticity with the true nature of our soul and the progress that our soul is trying to make on its evolutionary path. Now, I want to say one more thing today before I let you guys go, because I just found this to be very relevant and kind of cute. But I want to talk about the Sabian symbols of Mars and Venus again for a minute, because remember, Venus is out in front of all of the other planets right now, and the way that I'm reading the astrology, I see Venus and Mars sort of going on this journey together over the next 8-9 months or so through March of 2022 that is reintegrating the divine feminine and the divine masculine within all of us, which is really helping to bring us back into our authentic internal power and that mastery over our circumstances, our emotions, ourselves, and our thoughts and our lives. And so I'm following Venus and Mars very closely right now. But the degrees, the Sabian symbols that are being discharged by Venus and Mars today. Venus is at a mermaid emerges from the ocean waves, ready for rebirth in human form. So if you're following along with my reports and this whole progression from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius, this could not be more on point for the journey that we are all on collectively right now, rising from the ocean, ready to embrace and be reborn into our new, authentic, original selves, coming back into originality, coming back into our personal uniqueness, coming back into our personal authenticity, and then building from there. So it's a mermaid emerges from the ocean, ready for rebirth in human form. We're all going through a massive rebirth right now. We're all going through a massive process of internal transcendence, and this is a very good description in terms of the where we're at on this journey with Venus right now. We have risen from the ocean. We're still half fish, half humans, but we're ready to be reborn in human form. And remember, Aquarius is one of the only signs of the zodiac presented by a human symbol. It's a man pouring out water, the water bear, or electricity, energy, knowledge, information, power, pouring out the vessel of power. And most of all the other glyphs, Gemini is the other one that is represented by humans, but really the age of Aquarius is the age of humanity. And Venus is ready to be reborn from a mermaid, from a fish, from a creature of the sea into human form. And this is the journey of the reintegration of the divine feminine and the divine masculine into our own internal wholeness, into standing into our authentic power, and no longer being victimized or surrendering or being at the whims of any types of controllers, being enslaved to anything. We are moving away from that, and we are moving into a time where we're all very much going to be conscious creators of our own realities. Now, I've also been saying that we are on the hero's journey right now as well, and that I don't think that we're going to have an easy time of it. I think it's going to be a pretty difficult journey over this next period of time while Venus and Mars are going through this process. And this is again indicated by the degree of Mars today, a large camel crossing a vast and forbidden desert. So it's like a perilous journey over the land, though. We're on the land, so we're becoming human, we're being reborn in human form. We are moving over the land now, but it's a perilous and a difficult journey through a forbidden desert. And I think that that's kind of a good analogy for this path that we're sort of going to be walking over this period of time while we're going through this reintegration process. I think that we are all generally going to potentially be encountering, some difficulties in our experiences, but the point of that is to show us where we're weak, show us where we're wounded, show us what we need to heal, what we need to learn, and what we need to master so that we can do this process of reintegration and coming back into our own power. So that I feel like the Venus and Mars symbolism via the Sabians today is very relevant in describing where we're at and what is to come in terms of this journey, this hero's journey that we are on. But overall, today is a very productive day in the process, because ultimately it's all rooted in these subconscious black moon issues. And if we can see them, if we can peer down into them, if we can see where we've been surrendering to negative thought patterns that hinder our life going in the way that we want it to, if we can see that, if we can acknowledge it, and then if we can decide, weigh our options, what's working, what's not, what do I need to let go of, and then we can actually do that. But we have the assistance of Chiron helping us to do that and healing us through the process, helping us come into internal mastery today. And then simultaneously, this is working to build and to pave the road for the future to form it with the sextile to Saturn. And then we have the Mars at the apex of the Yod, the finger of God pointing to Mars today, telling us to have courage, to have confidence, to just step out and take action, because it's going to bring us those golden opportunities. That's the story for today, and it's quite a productive way to be, for these energetics to be unfolding, considering the purpose behind it and the direction that it's trying to take us. So you guys, that's what I have for my report today. I hope I was able to provide you with some information that helps you navigate your day in some type of a way. If you guys liked my video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave me comments, ring the bell if you want notifications every time I upload a new video. Like my Facebook page, join my Facebook group if you guys want to, that's cool too. And also, you guys, I made a video for the 12 signs this week, how these energetics this week might be playing out for you. I talked about a couple of the energetics that are going on, although just to reference, I did not talk about the full moon because I want to make a separate video. I'm going to make a separate video about that later this week as we get closer to it. I felt like it was a little too soon over the weekend, last weekend, to put out the video about the full moon because there's just so much happening in between, and I wanted it to be relevant when the full moon actually comes this week. We're actually, you guys, we're having a very rare, or a very, it's rare. It happens in one sign per year. So this is the Aquarian and Leo blue moon cycle. We're going to have 2 full moons in Leo and Aquarius this month, which I think is going to be awesome for this process that we're on as well. So, but I made a video about the 12 signs. If you want to know how some of the energetics this week are playing out and affecting you personally, check out that video. Check your ascendant first, sun and moon as well, to just gain a better overall picture reminder of how the energetics are affecting you on a multi-dimensional level this week. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will be back tomorrow with your astrological outlook for Wednesday. Bye guys!